55% of companies will never hire more than 4 employees. There are thousands of these small companies in America, and they don't have an easy path. They struggle too. They are not your average companies. They are the 1004. This is the 1004 Show.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today for the 1004 Show. We're here with Nate Bright, who is the founder of Project Charmity. Tell us a little bit about Charmity, Nate.
Hey, Zach. Thank you for bringing me on. I definitely appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun with Hatch so far. So, I'm launching a company called Project Charmity. And Project Charmity is all about sparking generosity by engaging people with fun products and enabling them to share causes that are best, that are closer to them, with others near them. And so we just want to spark generosity. We want to be a movement.
What is your background to get you into something like this?
It's funny. I've been in sales, marketing, product launching my last 15 years or so. I'm a local guy. I went to Wesleyan, right down the street from you guys, and I've been involved in business and business management. But part of the reason why I'm doing this, I'm not necessarily the poster boy for generosity, but I'm trying to be. I'm asking the right questions. And so this is a journey that I'm taking that started when I had girls, when I had little girls, when I had some, a couple daughters. And it really changed my whole perspective on what I was looking to do and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to model for them. Mm-hmm. And so I'm on this journey. I'm asking the right questions, and I'm hoping some people come along with me.
So what is the right question?
The right question is, how can I get people involved in generous in different types of charities and generosity in a way that's not guilt-ridden, that's fun, that's engaging, that's easy to share with other people. So if I can answer those questions and bring that to the limelight, I think I'm doing something novel and different. Hopefully, it can spread.
I think the way that this challenge or project came about is a really interesting way. When did you first know that this was something that you wanted to hopefully deliver to the world?
Yeah, it started a couple years back. The first seed was planted. I was with my older daughter. She was 2.5 at the time, and we were at an Easter egg hunt at Chesapeake City Park. Mm-hmm. And we show up, and we were super excited. We had our basket in hand, ready to go. We get to the point where we're lined up behind a rope, and we look on the other side of the rope, and there was just a tiny amount of eggs, and there were a ton of kids and parents ready to go at it. So you knew it was
the parents were going to fist fight.
Oh, it was going to be on. There'd be elbows drop and everything. It was going to be nasty, so nasty. And so 3, 2, 1, yeah, the rope drops. We all run in, and everybody's dragging their little kids by the arm. We're picking up eggs. We're throwing in their little basket, and 30 seconds later, every egg was gone in the entire area. And so we start walking off. I'm like, good job, Kaylee, let's go. And all of a sudden, out of the side, we heard a parent yelling, my kid's got no eggs. And she's yelling. I wasn't too concerned with it. We were walking.
Generous then.
Yeah, that's where the light flipped. No, just, you're busy. It was melee. It was crazy. So we're just looking to leave from there. But my daughter dropped my hand and ran over there and gave this little child one egg. And then reached down in her basket and grabbed her second and last egg and put it in there and walked back to me. And she was super excited, very, very happy. And I was really proud that she did that, but it wasn't because of something I did. So if the story ended there, it was still a great story and inspiring. But what I witnessed next was number of parents and kids who saw that action happen and gave her an egg, and then my daughter gave an egg to somebody else, and a child gave to the other. And in this area where it was complete chaos just 1 minute before, there was this really cool community of generosity, and there was a vibe of community within that area. So just one simple act is all I can take. You can spark generosity. Yeah. Other people see it and it'll inspire them.
So how do you now envision that you can take that one scenario that was absolutely beautiful and turn that scenario into something that lasts for a lot longer period of time?
Yeah. Well, what we want to do is make it easy to get involved that first time with like generous giving. So there's that continuum where people are not generous at all, and we would assign them a score of 0, whereas Mother Teresa would be a score of 10. And so what we're trying to do is just move them off 0 to 1. So we're going to create fun and engaging games,
Hmm.
challenges, and products that's going to inspire them to get involved. That's going to tell them about great charities that are doing wonderful things in a powerful narrative storytelling way. And we're going to create ways that there's engaging products that will spark conversations between people. Because I think it starts with the conversation. And if you can make it easy to pull them through when they hear a cause that's exciting, then that's exactly the role that we want to fill. And if we do that, we'll be like successful.
So I love it. I think what's interesting is most people don't have a sales background that they start a company, so you have that. You also have a great story behind it. But the execution piece, that piece that you're going through right now is some of the biggest challenges. And so you could be the poster child of like the lean startup movement or MVP, where you've taken this kind of concept and you created acorns as keychains and are developing that and giving it out to people as the tree behind us. There it is. And so you spend a little bit of money to get that in front of people and are starting to just kind of tell your story on how this is getting there. But how will you know, and how are you developing this so that you can get it out to other people and create that kind of Chesapeake 2012 Easter egg hunt again?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's $1 million question, isn't it? Like, how do you get even a great idea um, is hard to spread with so much noise around.
Right.
So what we plan on doing, what we are doing currently, is we're releasing some content around what's involved, like what happens to the giver as they get involved with charitable organizations. There's some definite things that happen socially.
So like on your end, or like now? So like if I was going to give to the Red Cross now, you're going to tell me kind of what that process looks like, or are you talking about from people from Project Charmity?
Well, like what we're going to do is we're going to expose people to well-run charities right now.
Okay.
And so maybe you think, and in our like research, there were a lot of people who said, I need to be generous. It's very important. It needs to be a core of what I am, and parents want to instill that in their kids. And so when pressed and asked, okay, well, what kind of causes are you into? And they'll give a very general information. I'm into dogs, I'm into kids, I'm into whatever. When you ask them what specific organizations they work with and what things they do with it, it got very hazy. So everybody knows they can. Like everybody knows they want to do it, but there's so many options. You're almost like analysis or like paralysis by analysis, whatever that term is, where there's just so many options. You don't know where to get started.
And so they don't. So then they don't.
So then they don't. They get wrapped up in life. And so if we can create urgent items, if we can create a social type of network, not like a Facebook, but a real social. You show up to an event, you get involved in some small way with this charity. You interact with like-minded people. Say you are in Starbucks or whatever your favorite coffee shop is, and this is hanging from your bag, and somebody has it hanging from their bag. It's an instant conversation. Hey, so like, what does it represent? And you can have a conversation, connect people, and then using your charm, you can tap it to your phone, or you can scan the bottom with a QR code and not only tell somebody about that particular charity, but you're delivering a consistent message about it that's narrative driven, that's easy to consume, that's bullet pointed, and also going to give that person like a real call to action. They can donate directly through the site. They can buy an acorn of their own and join the actual community. And then they'll also get the opportunity to find volunteer opportunities in that area that support the same cause. And so we're just trying to get them to move off that, try to make it as easy as possible to move up that continuum.
So projectcharmity.com is the website for those that are listening and looking. Project Charmity, CHARMITY is how you spell Charmity.com is the website. So I'm in Starbucks, I'm at Walmart, I'm in a store, and I don't have the keychain on me, but so I have an acorn, and I see someone else How do they get it though? How are you planning on actually delivering, and not just the manufacturing and the sales of it, but what's the marketing strategy, the go-to-market strategy to get this in those hands so that you can start having those interactions?
That's fantastic. I think the initial marketing strategy is to seed some of these out. We're going to have a Kickstarter that's going to launch on January the 9th. Okay. And so if you go on our website, projectcharmity.com, give us your email address. We can let you know as soon as that launches. And you could be one of the first people who can have one of these charms. And just by the nature of how the charms work, they're meant to spread virally. You use your mobile phone, you tap the button on that. So the core and the key is to really reward people that get on board with this early, that can identify with one of our causes that we're going to launch with, and then reward them for sharing with others. And so that's the key. The key is to reward people who have taken that splash with us and then actively share with others. So the way we do that is we issue Charmity points. And Charmity points is given whenever you share the product with somebody, when you share it online, when it's tapped to a phone and it's read. Anytime you interact with us or share with other people, we're going to give you points associated. It's going to let you level up in our system.
So the more you engage, the more points you get. So similar to the more pizza I buy from Papa John's, the more free pizzas I get?
Absolutely. It's going to be that same thing. But it's going to give you things that you don't have access to purchase at all. So it'll be specific colors. It'll be, specific items that you can't purchase. You can only get by getting involved with us. So it's almost like a badge of honor, a trophy, an attaboy, attagirl, but it's meant to be shared with others.
What's been the hardest part in getting Project Charmity off the ground?
Wow, that's a great question.
What keeps you up at night then, right? What are the things that you continually think about over and over again?
Well, I think the main thing is how to cut through the noise. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of new products. Technology nowadays is at the point where it's really dropped the barriers for people to bring new products to market. So how do you separate yourself? How do you this is a new product category that I haven't seen anything like it. There's some things that are similar, but nothing like this. And so how to educate the public on this, and also give them a compelling call to action to take that first step with us, is something that's going to be interesting. And then anytime you're bringing anything that's involving third parties, like our connection with charities, manufacturers, web development, all these things that go in, you're kind of
a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
So that's noisy too. How on the first part of noise, trying to get through and figuring out what do I buy, what not to. How did you decide on what you have, even though it's a noisy world?
How do I?
So you said that one of the hardest parts is it's very noisy out there, and you don't know how to get something through. How have you done that and decided on the specifics that you've done?
Yeah, I think taking kind of a best practice on companies that have done it really well. Pay attention to what's working on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, how they have gotten the attention of the public. Maybe creating a video that's similar to things that are out there, and really doing a lot of question asking, both to ourselves and to our core demographic. I've sat down with dozens, probably 100+ people, shared the idea, asked what they would like to see with it, and they're giving me the answers on how to set this up. This is a community. I don't have all the answers, but I hope to put enough things in place where I can listen to the same community and deliver what they want.
In 3 months, where will Project Charmity be? If it could be anything, the biggest of goal, what would it be?
Yeah, in 3 months, what I would like to see is a successful campaign. I would like to see the first 1,000 or 2,000 charms pre-ordered. We're already doing all the tooling right now. We're doing all the manufacturing right now. We're going to get that started so that the lead time from when you order it to when you get it can be cut down as much as possible. But what I would like to see is 1,000 to 2,000 registered users and people who are actively sharing with others. And we can raise a lot of money because a portion of what we raise will go directly to that cause. And so we're going to do good things with that. But we want to see active users
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the sales as much as we want to see how many people are engaged even after the sale, because you can throw it in a drawer and you've still done something well. There's been money donated on your behalf, but the magic happens when you're actively sharing with other people, because you can magnify your effort with very little cost associated with it.
How important, and I think this is really interesting about what I've seen you guys do, is you've really done this in iterations, and so you really understood that I'm not going to build this huge company overnight. I'm going to do it in small little baby steps. And so, maybe the first acorn that you got printed, you did with a 3D printer, then realized that, oh, the top I need to do a little bit smaller. And how important has that been in the process of you getting this closer to distribution?
It's been great. I've run a business before back in 2004 to 2006, and with that particular business, it wasn't ultimately successful. But what was successful is like what I've learned, and that's number one, we've chosen to do this with no debt involved.
Yeah.
And if the idea is not going to take off with, say, $5,000, it's probably not going to take off with $50,000 involved. It's the core idea that we're looking to do. So, you fail small and fail often. So you print something out and you build this product, and then you test it out with a couple dozen people, and you take what they have to say about it and you make it a little better. And then you test it out again and you make it a little better. We're at the point now where I think we have enough people saying that this is what we're looking for.
Right.
And I'm excited to be the one to purchase the product, that it's ready for a launch to the public.
That's really interesting. I think it's great that it's small risk instead of this big risk. And if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't work on a small scale, it's probably not going to work if you infuse a bunch of capital. ProjectCharmity.com is the website, and so your thoughts on this Kickstarter, your crowdfunding campaign. What are you doing from now? It's middle of November now till January 9th. That's about 50 days or so. What are you doing to put yourself into success so that when January 9th comes around, you start getting that 1,000 to 2,000 backers?
This is the interesting part. When I first was planning this, you just think, when you don't really know anything about Kickstarter or any one of those other sites, you're I'll shoot a video and I'll put a prototype online and I'll just watch it shoot off, and I'll have a multi-billion-dollar organization within the first couple of weeks. I can quit my job and run away. No, it's not at all like that. Most Kickstarters aren't successful. I think it's 37% actually get funded, and of those, a lot of them are very small dollar amounts.
Right.
And so, what we're learning is that there's a huge pre-launch process that's involved that starts 90, 120 days, even beyond that. And so, what we're looking to do now is build a crowd, build some core supporters, do as much media as possible, get the word out on social media, and really connect with people beforehand and listen to what they want, deliver what they want. And if we can build a crowd beforehand, I think we can be successful on launch day. But you can't just throw it out in the world and hope it flies. You have to have some people supporting it.
Yeah, so build a rapport, build a relationship with people, and then when January 9th comes around, you can say, hey, remember me, or hey, we've been giving you all this education, we've been helping you this whole time, now we need something, now we're asking for something in return. Please go to this link.
Business used to be tough, then we stepped in. Sleepless nights, depleted bank accounts, way too much on credit cards, plus working 24/7. All for what? Bankruptcy? Heck no. Get the exact process you need to change everything. When do I ask for the sale? Post to social media or cold call? Let's face it, business isn't for the faint at heart. Good thing that's not you. No matter what level you are in business, from the first dollar to the next million, your time and money is valuable. Knowing what to do will save you both. This platform includes 3 weeks from starting to making money course, raising money for dummies, scheduler, a calendar to schedule all of your existing content. Oh yeah, plus access to hundreds of expert workshops, business templates like legal, executive summaries, all editable. On-demand access in the car, on your laptop, or next to your partner while watching Shark Tank. Growing your business couldn't be easier. Nate just used 1004 to raise almost $64,000 on Kickstarter. Without 1004, he says, he would have not raised a penny. For more information, head over to 1004.com. That's 1000FOUR.com.
That's right there. How are you collecting their data points, and are you focusing on any special media or email? What are you thinking of there?
As we were going around talking to people, getting feedback on our product, we absolutely captured their email data and got permission to let them know when it does launch. So we have a core group of people that have expressed interest and want to hear back from it. We have our own social crowds that we run into. And so we're going to launch to them as well, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to leverage that to a certain degree to get hooked up with some great organizations like Hatch, where you can meet like-minded individuals. What? Plug? What? Oh. No, yeah, it just to find enough people to talk to about it. I don't think I run anybody who has not been interested in getting involved. I've been blown away by the amount of people who've been, nice sweatshirt, woohoo, it's good stuff. I've been blown away by the amount of people who've been willing to even donate their services. Hey, I want to help you out with this. They've been really invested in the process. In the product up to this point. So you'd be surprised on who will help if you just ask. And so to have a lot of uncomfortable...
Most people don't ask, right? Most people are terrified to even ask that simple question. And so by just I say just raise your hand, and say yes. You can say no later to get there. I'm going to ask you a series of quick questions and give quick answers.
I don't do quick answers, man.
This one should be easy. Okay, how much hair gel do you use in the morning?
This is actually rubber cement. Okay. It's definitely hurricane proof up to a category 3. It doesn't move at all throughout the day, and I'm able to swirl over any kind of bald spot I have. So I'm pretty excited about it. What do you think? Like from the side?
It's lovely.
Does it sheen a little bit?
It is. How much sleep do you get every night?
That's something I've been focusing on because it used to be 4 to 5 hours. But I know that's a pillar of good health at this point from everything that I read. And so I'm shooting for 7 hours, don't always get it. I've got 2 little girls who love to wake up in the middle of the night and love to create a party and invite me to it. And so anyway. So I was up 4 times last night, I'll put it that way. So I try for 7 and I fail miserably sometimes. But
favorite business tool?
You know what? Fiverr is probably my favorite. I could expand, but you said be quick.
Fiverr is interesting. Business book or publication that you live by, swear by?
Love podcasts. Spend a lot of time in my car, and so I listen to a lot of Seth Godin, Lewis Howes, a lot of inspiration, motivation, business type nonfiction, and my Audible account. I would cancel Hulu and Netflix before I cancel my Audible account. So if you're not on it, get on it. Get on it.
Wow.
Strong, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. In 5 years, Nate Bright will be where?
In 5 years, I will be crisscrossing the nation, perhaps the globe, getting involved with nonprofits, helping them market themselves in a way where people can see the value in what they have, make it fun and make it engaging. And I want to build a community and help lead a community of givers and people who we can dispatch at a moment's notice when there's an acute need. So if I can do that, that'd be great.
What is your why?
My why is because I've got a couple little girls, and I want them to be happy more than anything else. And I truly, truly think that happiness is built when you get the focus off of yourself and get it onto other people. You focus on yourself, you get wrapped around picking yourself apart, or you get narcissistic. And if you can meet in the middle and focus on others and take the gifts you have and apply it to the world, then I think that's where true happiness is found. I'm challenging myself with that, and I want to instill that with my daughters. That's my why.
Very interesting. So my why is happiness, but I never thought of it the way that you have. So let's dig a little deeper into that. So how do you take your happiness, or the tools, or what makes you special, and instill that into others? How do you do that?
First, you have to know what makes you tick. What makes you happy? What makes why are you decided? Because people take charity and people take giving back like, I've got to be cleaning toilets in some corner. I need to do something that's not fun and exciting and not great and not made to my strengths. And I need to give back in that way, because giving back needs to have an element of suffering to it. But I think that giving back is, what do you like to do? What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? And once you take an inventory of your gifts and what you're passionate about, you find others that can use those gifts, and you plug it in. And I think when you do that, you find that it's not that difficult, and it is still enjoyable. If you like to play video games, there is a children's hospital down the way with kids that would love to sit down and play video games with somebody. If you love to sing, there's a ton of ways to use that gift to make other people's life better.
Interesting. Very interesting. I was thinking yesterday, or I was going to the grocery store yesterday, and there was, I guess, a couple that looked like their car wouldn't start. And I, for Christmas a few years ago, asked for an emergency roadside kit so that I could help people when they're there, or in bad times. And so I asked them. They didn't need my help. They had the repair company coming on the way. But to me, helping someone in that case is just it's like instinct. It's like an instinct. I just do it because I'm supposed to. And so it's really interesting to see how you can understand what makes you happy and then put yourself in that scenario so that you're not in a negative place. Because when you're in a negative place, and I've been there before, and it sounds like maybe you have too, it's not fun to be in that situation. So when you surround yourself by people that are not going to make you tick the right way, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Man.
ProjectCharmity.com is the site. In one sentence, what is Project Charmity?
I can say that by saying our mission: we seek to spark generosity by providing fun and engaging products that will connect people to the causes they most care about. So what we're going to do, we're going to take technology, fashion, and charity, mush them together, and create a great product that I think people can get behind.
And that's the longest sentence I've ever heard.
Two sentences. It was commas and semicolons.
It's okay.
It's all.
Check it out, Nate, and ProjectCharmity.com, at ProjectCharmity.com. You guys can get involved. He can help you join the community. Maybe you guys can get involved with the Kickstarter, or just trying to help them with their mission statement, taking tech, social, and fashion, put them all together, and you have Project Charmity, and ProjectCharmity.com is where you can check them out. Nate, thanks for your time today. This was a load of fun.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Zach. I appreciate everything.
See you, Nate.
You guys are great. Go Hatch.
Business Made Easy. Experts, templates, community, and results. Learn more today at 1004.com.